So what is this bet sphere thing that you're talking about?
Shout out to big homie CC who put me up on game with this. But in 1974, there was a family that found a sphere in their backyard. A silver ball, smooth, no holes and nothing in it. Little boy brings in this ball, and the sphere begins to move on its own, and it's following the little boy around. And this is documented. You guys can look this up on YouTube, Google. All this shit is on the internet. Like, you can look at it. And this ball followed him around. The family was dumbfounded by it. They're like, why the fuck is this? What is this shit? They put it on a table, a little round table, to see what it would do. The sphere circles on the table and doesn't fall off. Like it's being engineered. This is documented. They ended up taking it to the Navy. I believe it was the Navy. They ended up taking it to a government. Ended up taking it to the government, and they ended up doing X-rays on it. And inside of the X-rays, inside of the X-rays they saw two little spheres inside of it, no holes. And they're like, well, how the fuck these little spheres get inside of this sphere?
Right.
Long story short, they never get the ball back. In fact, they did end up getting a ball back.
But it probably wasn't the same ball.
But it was not the same ball. It was a fucking bowling ball from Bolero.
Wow. So it wasn't doing the same things that it was doing before.
It wasn't even moving anymore.
So they give him the whole switcheroo.
Oh, okie doke.
So what do you think that was? I mean, alien technology, like it's something that was controlled by aliens or something like that?
It was either an alien, like a literal alien, or it was some alien device that they were using to
maybe to monitor or something
us.
like that.
Yeah.
So now you're talking about, something that we couldn't explain, and now the government has it.
The government has it.
This reminds me of the same story where Donald Trump's uncle, John Trump, he worked for the government. He was an engineer, and he actually confiscated, when Tesla died, all his findings. So they hired him because Tesla was a very advanced person. He had, free energy, and all his technology was beyond anybody what they were doing at the time. So they hire John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle, to go in, get his findings after he died, and to dissect it and figure out what it is. He comes back and says, it's a bunch of BS. There's nothing there. Nothing there.
Nothing there.
But then we do a leap into technology after that, right? So we're talking about, right after that, going to the moon and all this other stuff. And even though the moon landing wasn't real, the moon landing that we saw on TV wasn't the moon landing that actually happened. I believe they're happening at the same time. In that movie, Fly Me to the Moon, which depicted that. They always put it in the movies. But again, all these findings, there was nothing there, but now the government has it. Because think about it. We have FaceTime. How does it work? People are like, oh, well, it's satellites. No. How does it work? I can call somebody in Brazil right now, face to face, in real time. This is all depicted in the Jetsons. They had FaceTime back then, when on their watches.
Yeah.
They were doing FaceTime, Zoom calls back then, and the Jetsons was in the 60s. So they're showing you all this stuff. They were showing you a preview. This is old technology. This is stuff they've been using decades ago. They're like, oh, we could release that to the public now. We got something way better than that. So how is it that it's in movies and music and cartoons way back in the day, and they're showing us, and now we have it. This is what I mean. So, like, the government is probably 50 years in the future when it comes to technology.
Oh, yeah. And now that they have AI, did you hear how Elon has a patent on telepathy and telekinesis?
Yeah, I saw that.
So
Telepathy and telekinesis. He just filed a patent with Neuralink.
could it be that Elon has some sort of supercomputer that can solve basically any equation? So it sounds like AI is solving pretty much everything.
Well, here's the thing, too. If you file a patent for those things, that means not only you have it, but you're going to use it for your products, right? So, like Neuralink. So he's putting chips in brains. Obviously, that means you're moving stuff with your mind, reading minds. So he's filing a patent for that because he's already successfully done it. Because how else would you file a patent for it?
Damn.
So, again, when it comes to AI and everything else, this is why even X, he sold X to his AI company. He sold X to himself. So his AI company now owns X.
Get the fuck out.
All that data, because he did that, because why? All that data on X, he's feeding right out to his AI to train it.
Jesus.
There you go.
So I got a story about Tesla. A friend of mine works at Tesla. I'm not going to say his name just for safety of his job. But he's telling me we're not focused on building cars. Our priority isn't cars anymore. We're being overworked. And we're being overworked working on what? Robots. 24/7, around the clock. Robots are now building themselves, and we're building thousands of robots a day. So what is he building robots for?
I'll tell you why. The reason he's building robots is because, again, he has an AI of his own, Grok. Where do you think Grok is going to be placed next?
In the robots.
In the robots. So Grok is going to have all the data from X, is going to have a body now to live in. So that's why he did the move that he did. Because now he's going to have all these robots be in homes, be in our factories, at jobs, and they're going to be sentient. That's why.
Fuck, man. I'm afraid for my daughter's future because I don't know where it's going. That's why I just don't know where the fuck it's going. This shit is kind of, I don't know.
It's going to be crazy. We'll see.